Um, Boy, with what's happened the last few days and really the last few years, I just wanted to do a live stream today and talk to everybody. Everybody out there is dealing with stuff, you know, adversity, turmoil, strife, sadness, depression, anxiety, sickness, all all the things that we deal with as humans on this planet. You name it. Our world. Um, I just feel like our world is broken. And the last year or two, there have been so many tragedies, including what happened a few days ago here in my own home state, only about an hour from where I live. And I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on. I don't. We just can't keep going on like this. Somehow, some way, we've got to unite, and we've got to stop the rhetoric, and we've got to be able to have discussions and be able to live in peace. And I know everybody out there is dealing with their own stuff. Here at my house, it's been a tough few months. I have my son who has autism, has been very sick. He's had stomach problems and taken him to doctors and done everything we can. He hasn't been able to go to school. And I just lost a mentor in my life, somebody who was like a second father to me, who passed away from cancer several weeks ago. I've been dealing with the craziness of this platform, the claims I've received, and I've lost half of my normal traffic in the last month. Between that and my views being erased, I'm not sure what the future holds here, but I'm going to keep fighting, and I'll go down. And if I mean, I won't go down. If I do go down, I want to go down in joy. So I don't want to complain because everybody's got their problems. But that's one of the reasons, joy is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this live stream, to focus on some positives in the middle of all this turmoil that we're facing. It's clear that, like I said, something has to change. We can't keep going on this way, and we're fighting a battle. People out there are dealing with a lot of this the best way that they can, but a way to get through all the divisiveness. The one thing that I do know for sure, I don't know a lot, but I do know that music is the great healer, the great uniter. That's how I feel. That's what this channel is all about. And I just have no doubt that the power of music, it's healing, it unites us, it can help us to do anything, to overcome anything. Um, and some of the toughest times in my life, I've had songs that have helped me through that, and that's what I've listened to a lot of these songs the last 3 days. Last 3 or 4 days, as I've been contemplating. My kids come home from school, they're asking me, what's going on, Dad? Why is this happening? Because it's so close to home. It hits home close to home for us. So I've been up late, haven't been able to sleep, and I've been listening to these songs. So I wanted to share some songs that have helped me to push through adversity, and maybe we can do some healing. And I don't know a lot, but I do know that music heals, like I said. So here are 10 songs, my top 10 songs that have, can get you through anything. They've helped me to get through anything. I want to hear yours. So that's what the comment section. Let me know, what are songs that have helped you to heal, that have helped you through adversity, that have helped you through trying times. There's a playlist in the description where you can hear these. I may play some of them on my iPhone, but let's go ahead and get started. Here's at number 10. I've got "You Are the Voice" by John Farnham. Has anybody heard this song? It was released in 1986 on his Whispering Jack album, and it's a power ballad of sorts. And it was an immediate hit in Australia. Went to number one, and was a hit all over. And when John Farnham got this song, it was a make or break moment in his career. His career was declining. He was in debt. He didn't know where he was going to go. And that's usually where the best songs come from. And this track became the centerpiece of that comeback. And you can hear it in the vocal. He later said that the song changed his life, and it's changed all of our lives too. We're all somebody's daughter. We're all somebody's son. I love it. And in fact, I want to get to the chorus here. Um, We're not going to sit in silence. It's just a phenomenal song. Though major labels and radio outlets initially resisted the song, it went on to be a massive hit. Man, it became his signature song, and the song has always been so inspirational to me. It lights a fire in my soul every time I hear it, and I love how they used it in the movie Hot Rod. That was pretty cool. All right, I want to keep going here because I don't want to have a long video here. But at number nine, I've got "Broken Wings" by Mr. Mister. I actually talked to Richard Page about this one, and he said that this was a source of healing for the band back in the '80s when they were dealing with substance abuse. You know, they were addicted to. Can't say the drug on here for because of the platform and the censorship and everything, but they were dealing with the stuff that was the big thing in the '80s, and this was a healing spiritual song for them, a very spiritual song. I mean, it's a definitive song of the '80s in my opinion. That bass line. See if I can get to the chorus here. Yeah. Broken Wings, it's just an incredible song, and it's got those verses, that are very melancholy, right? Very atmospheric, that sound. But then it's got that soaring, hopeful chorus that made it such a comforting anthem of healing for so many, reminding us that even damaged hearts, addiction, we can get through it, we can overcome it. And it was released on their 1985 album, Welcome to the Real World. Mr. Mister, for about a year and a half, they were as big as anybody. They had two number one hits with Kyrie and they were huge. And it was, of course, Broken Wings, a number one hit in December of '85. So getting into number eight, I had to throw a Brian Wilson song on here. I just want made for these times, the Beach Boys. Of course, a track from their 1966 classic Pet Sounds, tied for my favorite album of all time, truly healing album. And I mean, lyrically, it's stark admission of feeling totally out of sync with the world and everything around us. And that's exactly how I feel right now. I don't know how you feel, but yeah, it's Brian confirmed that it was from his own life. It reflected his own life. It's a raw autobiographical statement. He said that a lot of times he felt too advanced for his surroundings, and that's true for him. It's one of the most sensitive songs on the album. Here's a little. Let's see if we can get to the chorus. So a little bit there, but just an incredible song. I love it. All right, moving on to number seven, I've got just a heart wrenching song, "And So It Goes" by Billy Joel. The gentle piano ballad that was written back in 1983, and it was released on Stormfront, 6 years later. But this was about Billy's relationship with Al McPherson when it came to an end. He went from Al McPherson to Christy Brinkley, so he didn't have it too rough there. But if you haven't seen the documentary that came out on HBO, I just watched it. It's incredible. I really enjoyed it. But this song is so sad, but to me, "And So It Goes" has always been about acceptance. Just there are things that we can't control, like death, heartbreak, adversity, the trials that come in our lives. A lot of times we're out of control and we can't control these things. And the lyrics to me depict that quiet resignation of those trials in our lives. And Billy called it his definitive song. I listened to it almost every day for about 6 months after my dad passed away. I love the lyric. My favorite lyric in it is, "And this is why my eyes are closed. It's just as well for all I've seen." Every time I listen to it, it continues to unravel its mystery, and it's just such an incredible song. Let me play a little part of it here. That piano. I always thought Sinatra should have covered this, but. My silence is my self-defense. Just an incredible song. Listen to it below because it's one of the best ever, in my opinion. All right, going in at number six, I've got "Lovers in a Dangerous Time" by Bruce Coburn. I think I've talked about this song before, but this one has a line that it's kind of my mantra. It's the line that I live my life by. I think it's very appropriate for what we're facing right now as a society. And the lyric is nothing worth having comes without some kind of fight. You got to kick at the darkness till it bleeds daylight. You just got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing through the adversity. I mean, it's just an urgent call of hope and courage while just surrounded by fear, all of us. The song's rising melody and the message that love and togetherness can endure even in the harshest of times, the scariest of times, which we're in. It's just, it's one for the ages. And actually, so good that Bono re-quoted it in U2 song God Part 2. That's how powerful it is. I think it's actually been quoted in several, but let me uh, let me give you, let me see if I can get to the end part. Oh, right there. So nothing worth having comes without some kind of fight, right? There's that part of it. And then here, oh, I love it. It's just a powerful song. Oh, thank you so much, Jay. I appreciate it. Our true jukebox hero. Thank you for that message. That means a lot, especially today. All right, number five. I've got a song that helped me through high school. Out of Control by Oingo Boingo, sometimes called Boingo. Danny Elfman, the genius that he is. A track from their 1990 album, Dark at the End of the Tunnel. And I just feel like Oingo Boingo is so underrated, so underappreciated. Danny Elfman wrote it in response to fans' letters from people who were feeling suicidal. They were writing to him, and he wanted to create a rock song to address that despair that they were feeling. And the lyrics function as like this emotional plea against, giving up. And for me as a teenager, like I said, it was like a rock and roll helpline, if that's that makes sense. Danny Elfman said that he hoped that it would touch people, touch their hearts and their minds, and that feel isolated, that they're not alone. And it's such a compassionate message, and you can hear that compassion in his vocal. He has got I think it's Danny Elfman's best vocal, and he's got such an interesting voice anyway. Just totally different. Let's play a little part of it here. So we'll go try to get to. I mean, it's just an anthem, man. It just when you if you're ever in despair, you listen to this one and you're back up. But listen to this chorus. Oh man, I love it. All right, so moving on to number four, I've got an anthem, Bob O'Reilly by The Who. Of course, the opening track on The Who's 1971 album, Who's Next. This is a song that always lifts me up. Pete Townsend, of course, titled it by merging the names of a spiritual leader and his teacher, Mar Baba, and the composer, Terry Riley, Bob O'Reilly, reflecting both spirituality and musical experimentation that the band was going through at that moment. Um, with that legendary intro and that refrain, don't cry, it's only teenage wasteland. It was meant as a comforting reassurance to everybody, to mostly the young people at that time who feel overwhelmed or feel anxiety, and that's the reason that they wrote it. Thank you, Led. I appreciate that. The Beatles always cheer me up as well. Thank you for that comment. But Bob O'Reilly is a song about freedom. It's about defiance. It's about hope. I mean, it just makes you feel like you're 20 feet tall and indestructible. And if there was ever a song that reminds us that we can all get through this together, it's this one. And I don't know, I can't listen to without having my fist in the air. I mean, there was actually a couple times where I woke my wife up at night when I'm listening to it because I just feel that energy from Roger Daltrey, just the incredible vocal. Let's play a little bit of it here if I can bring it up. Um, Such a perfect opening. And that dun dun dun, right? It's just epic. It's just power all together. All right, coming in at number three, I've got kind of a dark horse here. I don't know if you remember this song, but my mom listened to it. I talk a lot about what my dad listened to, but I don't talk about my mom as much. But this was an album that my mom loved, and she played it all the time. I remember playing it on some road trips, and it resonated with me. And later on, it would resonate in my life when I really needed it. At number three, I've got "Coming Around Again" by Carly Simon. Now, Carly Simon. This was her divorce anthem. This was written during her split from James Taylor. It became an anthem of quiet resilience. And I listened to this nonstop during my own divorce several decades ago, and it was a comeback for Carly Simon. She hadn't had a hit in a while. It returned her to the top 20 in 1986, and it was, of course, in the movie Heartburn with Jack Nicholson and Meryl Streep. And the chorus is so powerful. I know that nothing stays the same, but if you're willing to play the game, it'll be coming around again. And it's just about renewal. And I love how she tied in the children's song "Itsy Bitsy Spider," right? And man, like I said, this speaks to renewal and that hope that no matter what we've been through, when we're washed out, we can climb up the spout again, as it says with "Itsy Bitsy Spider." You can hear it in her voice. I mean, there are some things you just cannot teach. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate that. An odd choice that works for me, Queen, the Hero. Oh, that's a great one. But let's play a little bit of "Coming Around Again" here. It's got a little bit of that 80s production in there, but oh my gosh, you just listen to it. I can't get through it without shedding a tear. So don't mind if I fall apart. There's more room in a broken heart. I mean, it's just it's so good. Anyway, Carly Simon, she really knocked it out of the park. And again, "Itsy Bitsy Spider." She had a live version at Martha's Vineyard that she played. It was an HBO special back in the day. And I just loved it. All right, coming in at number two, I've got one that's always gotten me through tough times. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. It's actually an album I've given to my kids, and they've actually had the opportunity to speak to the person who wrote it and sang it. And I'm honored to call him a friend. It's "Conviction of the Heart" by Kenny Loggins. Of course, his 1991 single from his album "Leap of Faith." Kind of a divorce album for him as well, as he was going through transformation in his life. And actually, he's going to be our next inductee into the People's Music Hall of Fame. We inducted Huey Lewis last year. We're inducting Kenny Loggins this year. It'll be in February. I'll let you know more about that as we put that together. He will be there. He will actually perform a song or two, and we will honor him. But love Kenny, and this is such an incredible song, co-written with a guy named Guy Thomas. It's a brave call for conviction of the heart, and helping heal the world. It's always been a reminder to me about kindness and forgiveness, and to forgive and to live with unwavering commitment and conviction. I love the lyrics. Do we forget or forgive? There's a whole other life just waiting to be lived when one day we're brave enough to talk with conviction of the heart. And the chorus, of being one with the earth, one with the sky, one with everything in life. It's a call to be one. And if you're not one, you're not mine. It's just true wisdom that's out there for all of us. And I see if I can get to a great part in this song. There it is. It's got a longer opening here. Okay, so let me see if I can get to the chorus here. This world bound and change that we live in, to know what it is to forgive and to be forgiven. Let's go to the end here. With the sky, one with everything in life. I love it. It just reminds us that we're all one, and we can be one, especially when we're at a concert. I mean, it doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, whatever your religious or political views are. When you're at a concert and this song comes on, or Piano Man or Bob O'Reilly or whatever it is, we're all one. We have to remember that there's more that we have in common than we have that divides us. So, all right, my number one pick. It's a little bit depressing, I'll have to say, but it's such an incredible song. And it's a little, it's bittersweet. It's a song that's bittersweet, which is why it's called Bittersweet Symphony by the Verve. 1997 Britpop classic from Urban Hymns, and my pick really for the greatest song of the last 30 years. I think it's the best song of the last 30 years. I mean, Oasis has been in the news like crazy, which is really cool. But let's be honest, the greatest song to come from Britpop is this one. We've covered it before. The lawsuit came from the Rolling Stones, obviously, everything that lead singer Richard Ashcroft had to go through. But I want to focus on the song for a second. It's just majestic. It makes the hairs on you. Oh my gosh, Turtle, thank you so much. What you're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, he's top three: Supertramp, Goodbye Stranger, Whitesnake, Here I Go Again, and Harry Nilsson. Everybody's talking. Oh man, Here I Go Again. That's one I've been listening to pump me up. Okay, sorry, took a little break there for a minute, but that was really, really generous of you. Um, so it's majestic. It makes the hairs on the back of your neck and all of your body stand straight on end every time. That orchestral opening. Um, Ashcroft sets the theme. Life is both beautiful, sweet, and bitter. You know, it's painful and an endless mixture of joy and struggle. And the word symphony just elevates it. It's life is vast. It's orchestrated. It's overwhelming. And it can be harmonious as well. I mean, there's such deep meaning in Bittersweet Symphony. I love all the lyrics. He says so much in just a few words, and I actually wrote down some thoughts that I kind of want to share. Um, the lyrics about try to make ends meet, you're a slave to money, then you die. That line is about the everyday grind, people's work, their struggle to survive and remain trapped in that cycle of money. It paints existence as transactional and futile, right? Because no matter what you do, you can escape death. And though that thought thing can seem depressing and desolate and overwhelming, the payoff the payoff line of this song is when he sings, I'll take you down the only road I've ever known, the one that takes you to the places where all the veins meet. That is the core of our human existence, where joy and pain and love and struggle and addiction and meaning, they all intersect, and where everything inside of us pulses together. And I think it's incredible how he does that with the lyrics. If you think about it, that whole verse is a setup. Ashcroft, he's pointing out that life is a bittersweet struggle. We're tied down by money and mortality and all that. But through the music, as we listen to his voice, he's basically saying, we're all in this together. We all struggle with these things together. And our shared experiences of joy and pain are what unites us and how we relate to one another. And it can unite us if we let it. Now, this top 10 isn't necessarily in order, although I think Bittersweet Symphony is my number one. But those are my 10. What are yours? I want to hear in the comments below. I really let me know. Please share this. I think we've got to get some positivity out there. We're broken right now, and all of the things that have happened, not just in the last few days, but it's been a lot of tragedy, and there's a lot of strife in the world right now. We've got to unite. We've got to get some positive out there, and music can do it. So these are the songs that helped to save my life and save me through at least the last whatever years of my life. And I hope you enjoy them. And I'm going to keep fighting, keep doing it with the best that I can. I'm going to sign off now, but thank you so much for all your support. I love all you guys out there. Let's keep fighting. Until next time, three chords and the truth, my friends. We'll talk to you soon. I don't know how to. Oh, there we go.